Mando fam, welcome back to another video. And it's time to talk this video, so it's just gonna be a little bit more of a quieter, chill vibe. So grab your coffee, grab whatever you wanna drink, because what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna tell you all about my struggles that I've been having recently. I'm in the biggest slump that I think I've ever been in my life. But before this video starts, I highly recommend you go over and watch the video I just released with the two Prodigy discs, the Feedback and the FX4. Really fun comparison video. The FX4 is a little bit more flippy and the Feedback's a little bit more stable. Just a little bit of a spoiler alert there, but I both threw them extremely well at the end of the video. The beginning of the video was a little struggle bus, but it was still a good video and fun video nonetheless, so be sure to go check that out. Without further ado, let me tell you why I'm in the biggest slump of my life. We're gonna start here on hole 10. It's only 200 or so feet, but it is a hitting your line shot, and that is probably the biggest issue that I've had as of recently with my game. Now, what's gonna be a little bit different about this type of video is I'm going to throw 2 tee shots off of every tee. So all 9 of these tee shots, I'm gonna throw 18 shots essentially. And that is to just get in my head how I need to hit the line and where I need to release it and how to look back at my form on video and figure out what it is that I'm doing that is just not making me a good disc golf player. I'd say that was a good disc golf shot. But we're gonna try that again with the Buzz SS. Try a little flip up here. That's gonna hit that. So the one thing that I felt on both of those tee shots is my wrist was kind of just floppy. I wasn't really doing much with it, and I think it was not allowing me to consistently hit the line, that I wanted. And that has been another issue with me recently too, is my putting. I just feel like I lost everything that I know about putting. I'm finding myself hitting the band. I'm finding myself that I'm actually airballing more putts than I've ever airballed in my life. And case in point, I'm hitting the cage a lot. Now, my hope in this video is that I can figure out whether this is a confidence issue or more of a, performance issue. So am I throwing the disc on the right line? Am I rolling my wrist? Am I, over rotating? Am I releasing too early? Is my plant foot, there's so many things that go into a disc golf shot, obviously, but I could just be doing all of the right things. I'm just not confident about them, which is then leading me to throw a bad shot. The mental game in disc golf is absolutely real, and you need to realize that sooner rather than later. It's like that one, I know I threw a little bit nose up, and I just need to work on that a little bit more. It was on a great angle. That was with my Quake. This is with an M2, first ever throw. And I kept that more nose down, and that is parked. So, I mean, just off of those throws alone, I know what I did on the first one. Player B always wins, obviously, because you can correct, and if you're a true athlete, you should be able to correct yourself on what you did wrong the first time, but I just gotta take mental note of everything that I'm doing wrong, AKA throwing nose up, or rolling my wrist, or a whole bunch of other options, really, and then correct them. Now, if I had to diagnose when all of this started, like, what happened in order for me to just not be good at disc golf anymore, I would really point back to Eager Beaver in my Charlotte Amateur Championships. And I think that's what just did it for me confidence-wise, because I know Angry Beaver is such a gettable course, and I shot over par, not just over par, I shot 2 over at Eager Beaver. So what that does to you confidence-wise is just, it's not good. So as I throw on hole 12, going off of my last point on hole 11, I really have to figure out how to get back to what I know how to do well confidently. But I'm also trying to figure out if this is a performance issue or a mental issue, like I talked about on the 11th tee box. I would say my putting is 100% performance. That was awful. The other great thing about doing a round like this, where I'm throwing 2 off of a tee box, or I'm going in here and I'm just putting 2 or 3 times before I move on to the next hole, is yes, it does build confidence, but the other thing it does is it really allows you to practice without a score in mind. And I, for the longest time, have always thought score is so important in disc golf. Whenever I go out to Bradford or Robbins or Nevin or Hornet's Nest or whatever it is, I always feel like I need to compete with my past self and figure out, am I scoring better? Am I going for a personal record? Excuse me, I've been doing a lot of talking. Let me just throw and record, play some music. It's gonna be a vibe. Hopefully I throw some good shots. Disc, we're good to go. But before we head over to hole 16, I really want to talk about why it is so hard to make content when you are in a slump. The first reason is because we are vulnerable on the internet. There is going to be a whole bunch of trolls out there, and it is one thing to take a troll comment, take it to heart, and just let it defeat you. But you could do something else with that troll comment. You could look at it and you could take it and just run with it. You could take that as motivation. For example, if you play guitar and you played the wrong chord in a song that you posted on YouTube, you could easily bounce back from that. Don't let the troll comment get to you. Instead, create another YouTube video of you just making a masterpiece cover of a song. For me, it's disc golf, and right now I'm not throwing the best shots in the whole wide world. I'm throwing some pretty bad shots that are just not consistent. I'm throwing some really bad putts that are just missing the cage in general, and it just is not easy to make content with that happening because I'm afraid that I'm gonna be judged. But you can't just sit there and why is me, myself. I gotta get back to the disc golfer that I know I can be, and that is exactly what I'm about to do. Hole 16, downhill, par 3, 240 feet. I don't have an ace to my name or on the channel, but this is just a bucket list ace if you can get it. One thing I can do in the past is I step up to a hole and I let the past result of a hole affect me, especially when it was a bad result. When it was a good result, I'm like, okay, let's just do it again. But when it was a bad result, it sticks in your head. So for example, hole 17, Bradford, 310 feet, you need something that pushes about 280, 290 and then fade off into the right. Usually I early release on this hole and it goes into all of that crap over there, and I'm just left with either an upshot for par or I'm in jail and I get a bogey. So we're not gonna let that happen. We're not gonna let that get into our head. We're gonna go forehand, exactly how the hole is supposed to be played, dead straight, something that just finishes slightly at the end. It just fades too quick. The thing about this one though, is if you get something that flips up and rides a little left before it goes right, is you aren't gonna be able to get next to the hole or really within circle one. So this is the first time I've thrown something a little bit flippier on this hole. Let's see how it works. It's a tough hole. And here is the FX4. I actually have a nice little jumper here, so I am gonna give this a nice little bid. Well, my stepper is dialed, but my circle one putts are not dialed. Let me know in the comment section down below, would you rather have your circle one putts dialed or your circle two putts? I guess it's all on how you look at it. Are you getting off the tee bad one day? I want my circle 2 putts dialed. If you're getting off the tee well and you're missing all your circle 1 putts, I want my circle 1 putt dialed. Leave it in the comment section down below. Circle 1 putts, circle 2 putts. Here is the finishing hole out at Bradford. It's still wet up there, unfortunately. Really, it's just a straightforward backhand hyzer. It's exactly what I'm gonna do. Almost hit myself in the face with the disc. And then I'm gonna show you what the approach shot looks like. Usually I'll throw a distance driver on an anhyzer and just have it pan out back and to the right. I'm not a fan of throwing distance drivers as of right now. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take a nice little 8, 9-ish speed and throw it on a small little ante, kind of like we did on hole 2 of my last video, and just have it pan out and go to the basket. If that thing starts pushing, it's gonna be good. Absolutely, let's go. So I'm a little shorter than I wanted to be. I probably got about a 15, 20 footer here, and I just need to put this thing in the heart of the hole because this isn't a circle 2 putt. Let's go. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope this was encouraging in a sense to find that if you're in a slump, you aren't always gonna be in that slump. That's something that I'm finding out right now. So hopefully this video was first off entertaining, but second off encouraging if you're in a slump right now. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if this helped, subscribe, share the channel. All of it helps to grow it.